For me, content strategy is a function of the stage the company is in, the emotional state the founder is in, and you as a marketer or a content marketer, your strengths, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a Venn diagram for me. For example, like you said, lot of companies are following content marketing examples or strategies from funded companies. The journey of a bootstrapped company is very different from a funded VC,
Right.
early stage funded company, right? So for me, if it is a bootstrapped company, you have, of course, more playroom to experiment because there is no investor breathing down your neck, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a bootstrapped company who is investing in a longer story that, hey, let's build a stable business in the short term and long term, they don't have a choice. They have to, get the money in to feed each other,
Yeah.
right? So for me, bootstrap business has a very different approach of content marketing. That is where these examples of, hey, talk about any problem the customer is facing comes into play, or get into these forums and community building activities, because there is no community which has worked in the short term but will suddenly stop functioning. It's a very network effects thing.
Yeah.
For example, I have talked to you once in a podcast now. If you want guests from my network, I'll easily recommend you, and there is no way it can fail, right?
Yeah.
So even if you build a relationship with one or two people in that community, you have kind of figured it out in that framework, right? So second learning, which is very counterintuitive for venture funded versus very different for venture versus bootstrap, is bootstrap company, according to me, has the ability to do non-scalable things. What I mean by that is, and honestly, if you ask me, VC funded companies should also do non-scalable content marketing in the beginning. I'll give you a few examples. So when we look at email as a channel, email marketing or content through email or newsletters, a lot of the pressure is about getting click-through rates and getting more subscribers in the news list and all. Because why? If you crack this click-through rate, then you will kind of scale it and repeat it. Ask how many of these companies get replies from their customers saying, hey, I love this subject line, I love this video that you did. Very few, if not none, right? Now those are the companies who will kind of break the market, according to me. If you are able to do non-scalable things, forget about the next week's newsletter, get this newsletter subject line right, get the engagement rate and the replies going. So if you are planning to ask that question about metrics in this conversation, I would stick to engagement rate and number of replies, because that is actually building a rapport with the customer that you're eventually reading. And if you get a reply, I'm pretty sure that customer will either forward the newsletter or share a screenshot of it with their friend saying, hey, I want a subject line like this in our newsletter next week, as an example, right? So for me, the content marketing is a almost like a equation, right? If the founder is nervous and short-sighted and insecure about what they're building, then you will have a lot of pressure and you will have to do scalable content marketing. For example, podcasts or all those, what is that called, listicles, top 10, top 5 ways to do this. And it works in certain cases. I'm not kind of denying any of it. But for me as a person, I'm very, very self-aware that, I'm much better with non-scalable things where I have fun, the customer has fun, the founder sees the growth journey, but it needs a different framework of a mindset from both as a marketing leader, as the founder, and the stage of the company. If you do what I did in, for example, Canva, I don't know, like, do they have a culture like that internally? But you can do that in Wingify, because Wingify is a bootstrap business. They have a steady growth. And any new marketer who comes in and says, hey, I want to do this, I don't think you will get a lot of pushback there, because it's an interesting idea and you want to try it out, right? So all those zero budget marketing strategies, content marketing strategies work if you get a confidence and alignment with the founder, but alignment with the stage of the company also. If you are a Series A funded who has to prove their merit and their valuation, stick to the proven examples of content marketing, figure it out with the keywords and topics, but experiment if you can. If you have a culture, there are very few funded companies who have that culture. But I'm much more excited when you have a playtime, when you have that, like
Agreed.
you are a founder, but you're still doing content marketing right now, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good example to sum it up.
Yeah.